how will it amaze you that somebody got to church on this day that our Lord Jesus got to church, and the only thing they are seeing is selling, buying and selling? But my brother, there is market. There's enough buying, more than enough buying and selling in the market. What did you bring it to do in the house of God? The houses of God today are no longer places where people find God. And this is our responsibility as the seed carriers, those who carry the seed of God inside us. I was speaking to one of our sisters recently, whose mom lives in Abuja. And so on one Sunday morning, she went to church, not knowing that we had changed our venue to another place. So she went to our old venue and didn't see anybody. So she was like, okay, let me just see if there's any church around, because she didn't have a means of finding where we were, and it was service time, so nobody's going to pick her call at the time. So the next place she saw, which is one of these, there's this prayer thing online that people do maybe every morning or something, like the most popular, I think probably, I don't know if it's the most popular, but I understand it's very popular. So she went to the church. She said, so when the service was over, she called her daughter and said, what I saw in this church today is embarrassing. The daughter said, what did you see? She said, I saw all kinds of food. Before I could even I was just smelling all kinds of things, because people came to sell all kinds of things. And I remember one brother telling me, I asked him when I was in Abuja, I said, what church do you attend? He said, well, is it the one that I do business or the one I worship? I said, I don't understand. If you go to church, you should know you went to church. He said, well, this same church that is just next door, that was just at the time next door to us, he said that church, he said, when he goes there every Sunday, he said the fish, he sells fish. He mentioned the 2 or 3 things he does. He said in one Sunday, he makes at least 150,000 naira. But that is not where he worships. That if he really wants to worship God, there is a church he goes. There is a church just beside the junction. Big, probably, I don't know if they say it's the biggest church in Nigeria today or something like that. That church, I have never, once you look at the church, it is tents of sellers you see. You can barely see the church from the road. It's the sellers' business. Which means there are people who came to sell. When the Lord went into the church, whatever was not right, he straightened it up. He went to the church. He went to the temple. And the next thing was that he saw people selling doves and all of that. Now, when you get to church naturally, what you should see Bibles, musical instruments. You should see offerings, sacrifices. You should see inscriptions, writings on different materials that communicate this is the house of God. But when he got to the house of God, he saw people selling things. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? You are flogging us out of the temple. You are clearing the house, and the zeal of God's house has eaten you up. You've chased out all the priests and all the Pharisees and all the Sadducees and all the scribes and all the doctors of the law. They have all turned to merchants, because it is just amazing how food, money, what man will chop did not make man to have sense, even in the house of God. Now, I had all kinds of meditations today. Hey, God, I need money, 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 money. Or, okay, let's leave that one. You got to meet someone. Why? The person has a lot of money. He's a rich man. And the next thing that is going in your mind is how you can get some money from the man. Do you know that there is no amount of money anybody can give anybody that can remove you from poverty to prosperity? Poverty to prosperity is not by the amount of money somebody gives you. Poverty to prosperity is your mindset that changed. Because no matter the amount they give you, you will finish it and you will go back to poverty. This is what made them to turn the house of God to a market. Because the people in the house of God, even the leaders of the house of God, have not come to the place of prosperity in their minds. They are still living in poverty. So when they saw the members, it is how to sell doves, how to sell goats, how to sell sheep, how to exchange money. They were even doing bureau de change in the church. If you want to change dollars, POS, in the church, poverty. I pray for you, you will move from poverty to prosperity. You know, I've been telling you, so that your mind can change. Because it's a mindset change. Not money be given to you to change your status.